Is my Chrome screen visible?
Can you go present?
Sorry. Should we start?
Sanukta, please go ahead.
Yes. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending upon the time zone you all have joined us today. So, we hope that you really enjoyed yesterday's ceremony and got insightful learning from our guests. And as we start with today's session, I just hope that you all are excited as I am. And so, the today's session is on the world of creation and its prominence. So, let me now take the honor to introduce our today's speaker, Mr. Ashok Khanduri. He hails from the Garhwal region of Uttarakhand and he is a graduate of French studies and he has experience in content writing and literally event management. And he has worked as a French tutor and has previously worked as account manager for Amazon France. Currently, he is working as a senior content reviewer for French marketplace at Amazon. Welcome, Ashok sir. Over to you.
Uh, Hello, everyone. First of all, thanks, Sanyukta, for this brilliant introduction of mine. Um, Thank you, everyone. I would first of all like to thank this organization IEEE, and it's an honor for me, to speak in front of you all, which includes also the other esteemed members, the professors, academicians who have joined us from across India and the world. And also it will be a pleasure for me to share my ideas, my journey of content creation, which is very short, but all the things which I have learned till now, I'll be sharing them in this presentation with the students. So thank you, Sanyukta, and I would like to now continue with my presentation. Okay. So if I'm audible, can anybody write in the chat box audible or yes?
Yeah, Ashok, you're visible, audible, and your screen is also properly visible. Just go on to slideshow and we are good to go.
Sure. Thanks, Ramnik. So I'll start with my PPT about today's talk, which has the title The World of Content Creation and Its Prominence. So, before I start, would like to tell you that I am also a slam poet. I have written for startups, for educational institutions, for the literary events which happened in my college. Also, I worked for an international literature festival in my city. So from these events, from these backgrounds, I learned about what is content creation. And also I'll be telling you about its prominence, its importance, because this whole world revolves around quality content now. So the first thing is that content is everywhere. We can say it's omnipresent. From the books which you read, your textbooks, to the newspapers in which you read different columns. We also include ads in these, the ads which you see on the TV, on internet. Music is also a form of content, be it classical music, in which the ragas form the content, be it rap music, in which these slangs form the basis of content, or be it simple old 60s and 70s sort of music. films and documentaries are excellent form of content available on the planet. Why? Because a lot of effort is spent to create them. A lot of, I'll say, time is spent by experts from different backgrounds to create quality films and documentaries. That's why it's an excellent form of content and should be watched by you all. Literature and poetry again is a wonderful form of content. And at the end, I'll say that even the scientific papers, they contain a lot of research content, and even a small memory card which has inscription on it like it has 1 GB of memory or 2 GB of memory is a form of content, because it is providing you a data that this memory card can hold this much of data. So basically, for me, content is a set of data or information which may or may not be structured, but it serves the general audience. Now, students, a small question for you. Do you have any example apart from these which I have shared, an example of content? If you have any, I'll give you around 30 seconds. You can write it in the chat box. Even if I don't get any responses, it's fine. So yeah, if you have any responses for me, please do write them in the chat box and I'll be very happy. So I'll wait for around 30 seconds. Yes, on websites, exactly. Okay, we'll move forward now. So to my next slide. So right now, what are some of the main online platforms where you can create, share, and leverage the content shared by other people, other experts from different backgrounds? LinkedIn. Okay, has anybody used LinkedIn? Any of the students present over here? Cool. There is one response. Okay, so B has written yes. Okay, so you both of you must be aware about like what exactly is LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a great platform. I'll say an online platform where you put forward your professional experience. You basically put your experience in your profile along with a very proper professional image. You share content related to your industry. For example, if I am an engineer from computer science background, so I may be putting content about some hackathons happening in my country, or some events related to coding which I'm organizing, or some classes which I'll be providing to the students interested in my subject. So LinkedIn is a great platform. What makes it great is that it has a sort of professional ambience. People don't share about their personal stuff, they remain professional. And it's a great platform for the students and for everyone who wants to build his or her network of people who belong to his or her industry. For example, when I joined the university, I didn't have this LinkedIn profile. I built it when I was in the third year, in the last year of my graduation. Why I built it? Because there was one professor, she was from Canada, and she had come to present or take a workshop on the Canadian literature, the Canadian Francophone literature. Canada has the French as its official language, and there are many French speaking and French writing writers from Canada. So, like when I asked her, ma'am, can I be in touch with you on Facebook or any online platform? So she declined my request, but she said that Ashok, are you on LinkedIn? If you are, so yeah, you can get in touch with me on LinkedIn, and if there will be any online event happening, I'll be very happy, to invite you. So that day, I had heard about LinkedIn, but was not aware like how much important is it. So I built my profile, added about the main stuff, example, what kind of courses I have done till now, what were my subjects before in the school, in which subject I'm pursuing my graduation, what kind of internships I have done now. So, whenever you see somebody's profile on LinkedIn, it basically tells you about that person's experience and to which background does he or she belong. Next example is about Instagram. Okay, again, a very simple question. I hope most of you are using the Instagram. Are you? Please comment in the chat box. Okay, Kamya Johar has written, yeah, she uses the Instagram. Yes, Anshu has written, no, okay, it's fine. Even if you don't use Instagram, it's completely cool. So, why have I used Instagram as the example to create, share, and leverage the content? Apart from sharing selfies or pictures about the beautiful places which you visit, whenever you are traveling or whenever you are dining outside, Instagram is a great, wonderful tool for photographers, for artists, for musicians, for people who are excellent video editors. So, let's say amongst all of you, the students, or even the professors, let's say if you are interested in photography and you have to build your portfolio, now you can make or create your profile on LinkedIn, sorry, also on LinkedIn, but also on Instagram. And on Instagram specifically, you can share the beautiful images which you have captured. Now, okay, I am an artist. I use Instagram account for my arts. Wonderful. Who's this? Geetika Dev. Okay, cool. Maybe you can share your Instagram account's handle in the chat box later, and other people can follow you up. So yeah, as Geetika has already written here, Instagram it's a wonderful platform for photographers, and you will find photographers from all across the world who have their profiles on Instagram and who have a great reach to the audience across the world. So how Instagram helps you? It builds your portfolio. So let's say if you apply for some photography course in some big institution in India or in abroad, the selection committee will definitely ask you for your portfolio. Now your portfolio can be in form of a file, a computer file in which you have uploaded your images, but perhaps you can also show your Instagram account or profile as your portfolio. Also, when you share your beautifully captured images on Instagram, you also get followings from a lot of people. So you also get famous in a positive manner. People appreciate you for your art. People appreciate you for your creative skills. Instagram usage is all free. So basically, again, it's a great platform if you are into photography, video editing, you're into art or music, etc. And again, I would be committing an error, a mistake if I don't mention memes. Memes quite famous these days. Instagram is one of the main sources where you find all these memes and you basically like them. They are amusing, and yeah, Instagram is again a great platform. Okay, can anybody tell me this logo belongs to which institution? Anyone in the audience? It's one of the I'll just give you a hint. It's one of the biggest giants, biggest MNCs in the world, and this institution's owner went to space some weeks ago. Can anybody guess?
Yes, there are a lot of guesses, and they're all right.
Okay, thanks. Whosoever answered this, thanks. So yeah, Amazon. Okay, now you would be asking, Ashok, how come Amazon is a platform where you share your content, you create and share it on the Amazon's platform, and then you also leverage the content shared on Amazon? Well, we basically think of Amazon as an e-commerce company. Now, since I work in Amazon, I'm not promoting, okay? I won't be biased, but Amazon has a program for graphical artists and for artists who make excellent handicrafts. These two programs are Amazon Merch for graphical artists and Amazon Handmade program for artists who produce handicraft products. So basically, what I mean to say is that if you are someone who has those excellent creative designing skills and you also want to earn some bucks out of it, why not create your merchandise on Amazon? Why not sell your designs to some third party companies who will print those designs on their shirts or maybe on their hoodies like this, and your merchandise will be put up on Amazon, not only on Amazon but also on Shopify and other e-commerce platforms like Flipkart. And whenever somebody buys your product, you will get a commission out of it. And I'll be really honest, people are earning quite handsome bucks out of it. Young people who are creative, who can produce excellent designs. So yeah, Amazon is also an example where you can create, share your content and can make or generate handsome income out of it. Also, there are other examples of e-commerce companies, as I mentioned, Shopify, eBay, Flipkart, etc. Okay, YouTube. How can we forget YouTube, which in fact is one of the biggest reasons that we binge watch? So yeah, YouTube is an excellent platform where you will find content related to almost everything. Even if you are a student who's preparing for any competitive exam in India or in abroad, for example, if you are preparing for IELTS to go abroad, if you are interested in economics, if you are interested in, let's say, personal finance, if you are interested in working as a blogger and you want, I'll say, free classes about, how can you get information on these topics, come to YouTube, search about those topics, and you will find plenty of videos which will beautifully explain you about those topics and how those things will be useful for you. I used YouTube quite late in in my life. Why? Because when I used to study in my school, I didn't. I mean, my parents didn't allow me a proper smartphone, so I could not that much use the YouTube. But I was quite astonished after having passed my class 12th exams. I was quite astonished to find lectures about all the chapters of physics, chemistry, mathematics, social science, economics already present on the YouTube. And the tutors over there, they had explained everything in an articulate manner. Although although I didn't go to tuitions, to learn about these things because my father is already a teacher. But if I would have spent a bit of time on YouTube while watching these videos about the different topics related to my subject, perhaps I would have scored very good marks in my board exams. So it's not a regret, but it's something which I'm telling you from my perspective. Search about the content relevant to your subject, relevant to your passion, relevant to your field. You will find plenty of things on YouTube for free. Then I move on to the next thing, Facebook. Okay. Not sure if everyone uses here Facebook. I am not using Facebook since some months because I'm busy with other projects. But again, Facebook is, I'll say, a very a very big platform to share your content. For example, let's say we have three students over here in the audience who are cyclists and who want to create their own cycling club. Not a club which is registered, but a simple cycling club which is open to everyone in the city. And they also have a collection of quite beautiful pictures of the places they have been to, of the trails they have trotted while cycling. Why not create a group on Facebook which is open to everyone? They can share the links of that group to other people who are friends of them on the Facebook, and other people who are interested in joining them as cyclists, they can join their Facebook group, and through that Facebook group, they can share the updates about the upcoming rides which they will be doing. In this way, Facebook is an awesome platform to create your content about the things which you will be doing in the future, which are events or the things which you have already done. So I'll move on to the next platform now, Discord. Okay, Discord, a word which perhaps we most of us haven't heard of. Can anyone in the audience write yes if he or she has heard of Discord or has ever tried using this application? Anyone? Okay, no worries. I'll tell you what Discord is. Is anyone into gaming? Proper computer gaming? If you are, and if you follow some famous gamer, I'm 100% sure that gamer is present on this application called Discord. Now, Discord is basically an instant messaging application where, again, it works like WhatsApp, but one of its nice feature is that you can create your voice boxes in this application. For example, if I am using Discord and I am a blogger, which I am currently, and I want to create a community of aspiring bloggers and also bloggers who are quite established, I can create that community on Discord just like Facebook. But what will be interesting here is that in that community, I can create voice boxes, and in those voice boxes, let's say if I am present, I am live on the Discord application, and some other aspiring blogger is also live, he can connect with me and we can have a live audio chat. So in this way, it helps you immensely to connect with people from different communities who share a common subject, a common interest. Apart from gamers, Discord is a great application for people who are into debating and who are into learning the foreign languages, because this was the application which I used in my graduation years to interact with the French people and the French speaking people. We move on to the next example, Twitter. Everybody knows about it. You can use Twitter. I really won't suggest Twitter to the students right now, but it's a great platform to be in, to keep yourself abreast of the tweets which your favorite personalities they tweet about. For example, if you follow Elon Musk, why not create your profile on Twitter and follow Elon Musk? You can read his tweets and be informed about the content he's creating. Then we move forward to WordPress. WordPress, an online platform where you can create your blogs. So yeah, on blogs, as somebody had mentioned, websites is also a form of blog. So on blogs, you can write your content, you can share that content with other people, and also you can leverage the content written in the blogs of other personalities by reading it. I also have a blog of mine. I'll show you after a couple of slides. So WordPress is also an awesome platform to create, share, and leverage the content. At the very end, we have Spotify. It's a mind-blowing platform. Why? Because apart from listening to music on Spotify, you can also listen to the podcast channels available on Spotify, which will tell you about different topics. There are podcast channels dedicated to careers, finance, travel, music, cinema, art, etc., etc., which you can join. You can listen to the recordings over there, and it will help you immensely. And most of the time, the podcasts generally are produced by the industry experts of different industries. So it's quite common that you will find podcasts of vloggers, of journalists, of photographers also, of travelers, of YouTube vloggers, etc., etc. So we move on to the next slide now. Okay, there's one more example left. Telegram. Okay, Telegram gained a lot of prominence after some disputable policies offered by WhatsApp. So Telegram is basically like WhatsApp, but again, I have seen since the last couple of months that most of the big content creators on the internet, they have their communities on Telegram which you can join. So for example, if you follow, let's say for example, if somebody in the audience is into stand-up comedy and you follow a particular stand-up comedian, there are chances that he has his Telegram community available, which you can join, and you can get updated about the events in which he will be speaking, in which he'll be giving his performances. So Telegram is again a great platform. When I started working in the corporate, it's a very personal point, but I would like to be frank with you. When I started working in the corporate in Amazon as an account manager, the experience was not that much great. It's a brutal truth, but I want to just keep it in front of you. The example which I'll be telling you is related to content creation, but let me just get to that point slowly. So after having done my work, what I used to do, I used to search on Google how to reduce your stress, how to keep yourself away from anxiety, and how to be happy all the time. Okay, again, by reading some blogs or by watching some videos, I can be pumped up for some seconds, for some minutes. Yeah, I can conquer the world. I can do the best in my team. I'll crack Amazon. I'll be the best account manager, but nothing works after a couple of minutes. So I came across an entrepreneur. Uh, I won't put his name here because I don't want to personally, endorse or promote him. But he has a brilliant startup by the name of Habit Strong, and it's based out of Kerala. And this man, this entrepreneur, he's an IITian. He's an former IPS officer. Okay, but he left the IPS, and he is an MBA from Wharton School of Business from US, one of the biggest institutions, or one of the biggest B schools in US. He also, after completing his MBA, worked for McKinsey and a couple of organizations, and he left everything. He built this startup, and in this startup, Habit Strong, he organizes workshops about how to develop extreme focus and increase your productivity while you're working. He also uh, organizes workshops about how to practically reduce the stress, not wipe it out, reduce the stress, how to handle anxiety. And I was literally astonished when I read his blog, his personal blog. I read his websites, and I also attended a couple of his webinars, which happen at 6 o'clock in the morning in the summers. So after having explored about his startup Habit Strong, I explored about Telegram, that he has his proper community on Telegram where he will be sharing updates about the upcoming events. I joined it, and I keep getting updates about whatever event in which he'll be speaking. So Telegram is a great thing. If you are following somebody who has a Telegram community, then Telegram will serve you very best. We move forward now. Okay. Okay. Now comes the best part of my PowerPoint presentation. So I'll be showing you 3 videos, and they are basically belonging to 2 examples which I want to put in front of you. So I'll be basically showing you a video about some Irish small kids, small, who will be rapping about the climate change and how we can tackle the climate change. Okay, the idea here is to tell you that there are also other ways to put forward your ideas. We always follow the conventional methods. We will write some paper, submit it at some conference, in some conference. If it gets selected, we get the certificate. Even if it doesn't get selected, we get the certificate of appreciation, and that's it. But what about creating content which can inspire the people? So I'll quickly show you the video, and first of all, I'll just check if you can listen to the audio, because you have to listen to those lines which these kids will be rapping, and then I'll move forward to the next videos. So again, I tell you, these are some small Irish kids which will be rapping about climate change and how to tackle this climate crisis. Okay, I'll just play it and let me know if it is audible or not.
Yes, Ashok, it's audible. Please go ahead.
Make sure that you all are on mute because otherwise it will create some echo problems. So here I start. So I basically don't have words. I mean to tell you what kind of job these students have done. Not even students, these kids. I hope you can get an idea of what I'm trying to tell you. What exactly is content creation? By content creation, I don't mean writing research papers. By content creation, I don't mean writing on LinkedIn feeds. By content creation, I mean trying a different approach to present some of the complex ideas and solutions to the world. I guarantee you, just take any 35, 40-year-old educated man. It's not an allegation, but just, I mean, talk to any 35, 40-year-old educated man and ask him, like, what are your suggestions, to tackle the climate change, and tell me in 3 minutes what are your suggestions. He will be a bit confused. But just look at these kids. They have properly rapped about this big issue, climate change, something which we should be really scared of. We, the young generation. So, um, as I said, you should try a different approach when you are trying to put forward your content, even if it is an essay which you are trying to write in your English exam, even if it is some answer to some question related to history which you are writing in your history exam. Try a different approach. I'm not telling you to just drift away from the main conventional approaches in which you have to properly format your answers, in which you have to properly um, you know uh, speak in a formal manner. But creative abilities, when mixed with a unique message, it will always create wonders. That is why we don't remember the kings. That is why we remember the great literary artworks, the great writers of the history. Okay, I'll share the screen now. Okay, now I'll be showing you two videos, and this is something which happened in front of me. Okay, because I'm very active on LinkedIn, not that much active on Facebook. These days active on Instagram because I'm traveling, but on LinkedIn I'm always active. And also some of the members here are active, some members belonging to the IEEE organization. So there was this man, Mirko Paradiso. So Mirko Paradiso basically is he's holding a master's degree in international affairs and European affairs from some university in Italy. He's Italian, and recently he was working for the European Parliament in Brussels, Belgium. So the bad thing about working for these big organizations is that first of all they hire you for on contract basis, and then you work as a permanent employee. So he was working on a contract which lasted for around 8 months. His contract ended just last month in October, which meant that he was jobless. Now, if no job, no money, no money, no food. So, this man is a content creator. He has excellent video editing abilities. He is into journalism also. He's into European affairs also. And what he did was, again, rather than going the conventional manner of writing in the LinkedIn feed as we write in the Facebook post that my name is this, these are my skills, these things are in my experience, I have worked for these organizations, these are my expectations, I mean salary expectations, and if somebody can refer me for a job, please do let me know. You can contact me on LinkedIn. He did something different. He made a video, and I'll be showing you that video now. If you like it, again, do that thumbs up which you were doing just a couple of minutes back for these young kids. So I'll share that video with you. This video is of the time when he was searching for a job. Now, after having watched the video, you can tell me, or you can write in the chat section. You can just anticipate if he got the job or not. Okay. So I'll share the video now. Remember the name Mirko, and he is currently in Brussels. Again, I'll ask you if it is audible or not. Audible?
Yes, it is.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Okay, guys. So Mirko here just told you that he is in a crisis now. He needs a job, and the way he has put up, his profile in form of a video, it was interesting. But again, I think for all the young guys over here, don't just take your camera and start you know preparing videos that you want to work for such big organizations and put it on the LinkedIn. These kind of videos don't guarantee you the job. Only your skills, your attitude, and some skills about content creation will guarantee your job. That's my promise. Not creating a video. So yeah, before I go ahead, again would like to tell you the way you put forward your content about anything, about the idea of your startup, about the idea of something new which you want to start, the way you put it in front of the audience matters a lot. And let me tell you a proper truth. People are bored of the conventional methods. Again, I'm not drifting you away from the conventional methods. People are actually bored of it. You know, there are plenty of posts on LinkedIn which people, write that we have these skills and we have worked for these organizations for these many years. Please hire us. This is my email ID. You can contact us. So recruiters, they would always search for that employee who can literally show those skills. So this person had video editing skills, and he had very beautifully put forward his idea that he's flexible, he is into journalism also, he has a strong European soul, which means that he knows a lot about Europe and its and the continent and all those political affairs, and he would like to work in also in the communication sector if possible. So I ask you now, was this person hired or not? If according to you he was not hired, I won't ask you the reasons, but just write it in the chat box. I'm waiting for your answers. According to you, was he hired? You can anticipate. Either write yes or no in the chat box, and then I'll jump on to the next and the last video.
Ashok, check out the chat window. Lot of responses
Oh,
are
okay, okay.
there.
I just could not scroll down. So sorry. Okay. Hired. Yes. Okay. So it shows that even you are impressed by this man. Yes, he was hired, and when he got hired, again he put up a video, and I'll be showing you that video. It's the last video, and then we'll move on to the last slides of this presentation. So let me show you the last video of this PPT. Again, I'll ask if it's audible or not. Fine.
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I'll move on to the slide now. Yes. Again, guys, such videos don't guarantee you a job or don't guarantee you success in some project. It was his own way to put forward his content with the world, and he actually won the show. So this was an example I wanted to put in front of you because, mind you, after some time you will be searching for opportunities, which can be in the form of job, which can be in the form of internships, and again, your content creation abilities will matter a lot. So please pay your attention. We'll move on to the next slides. So yeah. Okay, now let's have a look at my favorite platform. Can anybody guess what is my favorite platform? Can write it in the chat box. Quickly, please. If you can anticipate what's my favorite platform. No, not Amazon. Yeah, LinkedIn also. Yeah, LinkedIn is also one of my favorite platforms. Okay, so my favorite platform is YouTube. Why YouTube? Because I follow a lot of people, a lot of uh, influencers on YouTube, because I am into subjects in which there are a lot of content creators coming up on YouTube. For example, comedy, for example, filmmaking, for example, personal finance. So yeah, YouTube is one of my things these days. The last few months, especially during this lockdown, I got addicted to YouTube, but it has helped me. So now a takeaway for you. What is that? YouTube is one of the best learning platforms. You have any question about anything in the world, for example, what's Bitcoin, what is cryptocurrency, what are NFTs, why Jeff Bezos went to the space. If you have any such question, you can read about that on the internet. But again, by reading the content, you will be devoting a lot of time. And also by reading the content, it's not a negative point, but by reading the content, you need to have that much patience in you. But when you watch it, when you sort of see the visual presentation of about anything in which I mean any topic which you want to explore, for example, let's say Bitcoin, you want to see or understand what exactly is Bitcoin, what determines the Bitcoin. Is it something which we can steal? Is it something which can lead to scams in the world? Search about Bitcoins on YouTube. And to save your time, maybe you can search like this: Bitcoin in 5 minutes. You will find plenty of videos telling you about what are Bitcoins, how it got formed, and how will it impact the world in the coming years. Again, a very important lesson for you. Let's say you are a history student. It has also helped me in my graduation years when I used to read the European and French history. Uh, let's say you are a history student and you have to, let's say, search about a topic called Cold War. Okay, now you are somebody who is not into reading that much, and you have to submit that project in a couple of days, and you have only one day to research, and the next day would be devoted to writing that project down. Now, if you read blogs, there will be plenty of website telling you different reasons, like why Cold War happened, what were the causes, what were the consequences, and how it actually happened while not actually happening in front of the world, because that was the Cold War. So rather than that, I will advise you, go to YouTube, search Cold War in 10 minutes, Cold War in 15 minutes. It depends upon your time availability. You will find excellent, excellent, mind blowing content on YouTube telling you about why this Cold War happened, what were the exact reasons behind it. And these types of content, they will be by industry experts, academicians. Why I'm telling you that? Because only the video which garners the most of the most of the views, it comes on the top. It comes highest in the ranking, and only those videos come in the ranking which have quality material, and only quality material can be provided by the experts. So, with your academics, spend time on YouTube, explore the content about which you are passionate, and you will be literally benefiting you and your career. I move on to the next slide. Some of my personal content creators and the platform. I'll quickly tell you about these. One is the traveler nomadic Shubham. He is a YouTuber. He is just 21 years old. He is from the state of Bihar, and after passing class 12th, he went abroad. By going abroad, I don't mean Europe and US. He went abroad to Nepal, and he traveled and he kept on vlogging. Now he has more than 1 million subscribers. It is his hard work of around 2.5 years, but he is literally an awesome traveler. a very genuine and authentic traveler. So yeah, he is one of my favorite personal content creators, whom I have seen grow authentically, organically in the past few years. Then we have Ishan Sharma, a young engineer from BITS, Birla Institute of Technological Sciences College, the Goa campus. This Ishan Sharma, this young chap, is also a YouTuber. Uh, he has uploaded content about personal finance, about career related things, about technological related things, about coding, etc., etc. My favorite, because his videos about the personal finance are quite effective for me. We have Ankur Variku, one of my coolest content creators, who again grew organically during this pandemic. So Ankur Variku, he holds a master's degree in physics. He is a dropped out PhD candidate from some university, from Michigan State University in US, and he holds an MBA degree from ISB. And he has put a lot of content about personal growth, about personal finance, about investing, about these different instruments of investing. For example, small case. I don't know if you know small case or not, about mutual funds, etc., etc. I personally find his content a lot more helpful for me, and also it will be helpful for you. Do watch Ankur Variku. Promoting it because he's one of my favorite YouTubers. Then we have on Spotify. Remember, I said Spotify is one of the best platforms for audio related content. We have a channel called 21st Century Careers. Do watch it. It's by some guy who's named Vijay, and he talks about careers, about different fields. For example, digital marketing. For example, data scientist. For example, data analyst. You can listen to his audio podcasts, and they will literally help you very much. Then we have Career Cafe again on Spotify, which are in fact conversations between students and the experts about different career domains. For example, you are into, let's say, archaeology. You will find definitely a podcast between a student who is interested in archaeology and an archaeology related expert, in which they both are talking, and the expert is giving advices to that student who wants to build his career out of archaeology in the future. Then we have Coursera. Again, why Coursera is a platform for me related to content? Because not just Coursera is about providing you online courses. When you join a course, you can also interact with the people who have joined those courses from across the world. You can also create your own courses on Coursera, and you can earn out of it. Then we have again Discord and Telegram. I've already told you about it, so we'll skip it. And online MOOC courses provided by Coursera and other platforms as well are great platforms to interact with people who share the same passion as you. For example, when you join a course, there will be other students joining that course, and you can literally share your homework with them on these platforms, and you can just mutually, get benefit from each other's experience. We move on to the next slide. Okay, two important skills which are very vital if you want to excel in the content creation domain and in any field. Speaking skills, on which I'm still working, very important. Having joined the corporate, I can guarantee you, if you have good speaking skills, even if your performance is a bit average, you can grow in that corporate ladder. Then we have writing skills. Why have I put speaking skills before the writing skills? The reason is that whenever you meet someone, you don't write in a paper, hello, my name is Ashok Khanduri, and you show it in front of that person. You speak. So the first impression which you put, it constitutes your speaking abilities, and then you basically write. So speaking and writing skills are very important, very, very, very important. Let me show you my hack, which is specifically for the young audience, how they can improve their speaking and writing skills. Very first thing, spend 80% of your time in content consumption. By 80% of your time, I don't mean 80% of the 24 hours which you have with you. Let's say if you want to devote 1 hour every day to improve your speaking and writing skills, out of those 1 hours, 80% of those 1 hours should be spent in content consumption. By content consumption, I just don't mean watching YouTube videos. By content consumption, I mean reading books, newspapers, talking to people who have excelled in those careers at which you are targeting, talking to your teachers, your seniors. Then, after having spent the 80% of the time, for the rest 20% of the time available, write down whatever you could learn, whatever, in a structured manner. By structured manner, I don't mean paragraphs, I mean bullet points or graphical representation of the information which you could consume. And for the last 3-4 minutes, just speak it out. Speak it out in front of the mirror, in front of some imaginary virtual audience, which I still do, in front of your friends if they are interested in the career which you want to pursue, in front of your teachers maybe, in front of your parents, in front of your siblings if they don't are mean to you. So at the very end, speak. In the middle part, first of all, write it down so that you can, while speaking, just be connected to whatever you have written on that piece of paper. But at this age, I also include you, myself in your category. At this age, what is important for all of us, the young generation, is that content consumption should be our priority. Read, learn, explore, talk to people as much as you can, because the only asset which we have now is the time. After some time you will find that you won't be able to devote that much of time in content consumption, because you will have a lot of, I'll say, opportunities and also responsibilities. Next slide. What kind of content do I consume to improve my speaking and writing skills? Got my point? These are the TEDx videos. I do watch them a lot. Not all the TEDx videos. TEDx videos about experts who relate to my domain, which is translation, which is, again, blogging, which is filmmaking, which is about personal finance, which is about traveling. Do watch TEDx videos. I will even boast in front of you to tell you that TEDx videos are like gold mines lying for free on YouTube. You don't need to pay to watch them. Every second which you watch, every second which you spend while watching these videos will literally benefit you. It's my personal promise to every one of you. Okay, I read posts shared by the experts of my industry on LinkedIn, because it helps me keep updated about what's happening in my industry. And also it helps me to build my network. For example, let's say if there is a post, uh, let's say if there's a vacancy in my company for some translator in German language, I'll share it on my LinkedIn feed, or somebody will share it in my LinkedIn feed. I'll share it in my circles. And if somebody who is a German language expert, I don't know if he'll be ever helpful for me or not in the future. He can be. So by that post, I'll get connected to him virtually. We'll make connections, and let's say if ever he has any opportunity related to my domain, which is French translation, he will share it and I will get the benefit out of it. LinkedIn will help you. Read newspapers. Sorry to say that, but by newspapers I don't mean all the pages. I just mean the editorial part. The editorial part which comes at the very last of the page. You can read that. You can benefit from the different experts, academicians, journalists which write especially in that editorial section. Newspapers is again a very nice way to improve your vocabulary also. Then we have YouTube. I've already spoken about it, so I'll skip it. Then we have Spotify. Explore Spotify after this presentation and search about the podcasts which are related to your fields. At the very end, something very important: during this pandemic, do not forget that human interaction, the physical human interaction, is also something which is very helpful. So if you get time, and let's say there is some workshop happening on anything which interests you, let's say you are into photography and there is some event happening for photography enthusiasts in your city, go there, talk to the people, talk to the people conducting those workshops. You will you will be helped immensely by their experience. I'll tell you now some real life examples where these two skills, speaking and writing, will help you immensely. This is the first image is of Oxford University and the second one is of Harvard. Basically, my point is, if you want yourself to be studying in the top universities of the world for any subject, believe me, take it in written. Your writing and speaking abilities will determine whether you will be studying in those universities or not. Why? Because the selection procedure involves something called writing a motivation letter. In that motivation letter, if you put a very great impression of yours, and after passing that, when you will be facing the final interview, if you are able to impress those conducting your interviews with your unique speaking abilities and also writing and obviously the skills of your subject, you will be able to make it out. Again, I move on to the next slide. Research paper. Okay, for research paper, you also need to have those skills about how to format your ideas. What is introduction? What are the three parts? What is conclusion? That's fine. But again, your writing abilities will matter a lot here. Why? Because you have to make sure that you use the relevant vocabulary which is relevant to that topic on which you will be writing your research paper. Very important for anyone in the audience who wants to pursue research in any subject. Okay, for blogging or for writing for online magazines, because right now the print media is getting decreased and the online media is having a boom. You may perhaps after some time get an opportunity to write for some blogs or some website related to your domain. Again, your writing abilities will matter a lot here. Even if you are a politician, you can hire a, let's say, a ghost writer, to prepare the speech for you, but you have to make sure that you put a very good impression when you are speaking that actual speech in front of the audience. And that will only happen when you have yourself written that speech and then you will speak it. I move on to the next slide. Public speaking, again, a very common point. I don't know why people make a fuss about it. It's just a matter of practice and consistency. Is there any app or website where we can share our blog officially? You can share it on LinkedIn. You can share it on. There is a website, we call it Indie Blog. I'll share the link after some time with you. You can share your blog with the other bloggers present in that Indie Blog community. So yeah, there are websites dedicated to bloggers. Okay, then I move on to the next slide. Entrepreneurship. Okay, accept the truth, most of you won't be working for the corporates. You will be indirectly working for the corporates by launching your own startups. Now, when you launch your startup, what do you need? You need capital. And who will get you the capital? The investors. And how will the investors invest in you? When you will pitch the investors with your unique content creation abilities to present your idea in front of them, that this is my idea, these are the reasons why you should invest in my startup. Again, your writing and your speaking abilities will matter a lot. So if you have plans of being any startup founder, if you have any plans of being an entrepreneur, please work on your speaking and writing skills. Okay, again, the campus placements. Again, a very brutal truth. Even if you are an IITian, even if you are from Harvard, even if you are from any big B school, business school from the world, to get a job, you have to sit for the placements. And when you sit for the placements, again, what will matter? Your CV, your scores, the things which you have done during your graduation and post graduation, and your speaking and writing skills. Because sometimes the recruiters, they also ask you to write some sort of essay before before you apply for that specific company. So your reading, sorry, your writing and speaking skills will matter a lot. Thank you everyone for bearing me. I really hope that you would have gained some sort of knowledge from whatever I had put in my presentation and whatever I talked about. These are my social media handles, the name of my blog, my email ID, my Instagram handle, and also my LinkedIn handle. You can always get in touch with me. Now I open the podium for questions. So Sanyukta, over to you. Thanks.
Yes, everyone, please feel free to ask your questions in the chat box.
Before opening the floor for the questions, Ashok, I would like to deeply thanks from my side for joining us. And it's really great. I believe many of the students on the call, teachers and parents have got the insights about content creation and why is it so much important for their profile. Because like we both are from Amazon and
Yeah.
I worked for Wipro before as well.
Yeah.
And students, I will tell you, the interviews, whichever I have attended, they haven't asked me my marks from my 10th, 12th, or BTech. They just see what I have done outside my school, outside my college, and what is my like extracurricular activities, what I have done. All my workshops, all my public speaking talks, all my articles I have just mentioned in my resume. That really matters, and that's what we are helping you out to learn and through some of the hands-on session which we will be covering in the upcoming sessions, upcoming days as well. And Ashok, those videos were really wonderful and pushing. I
Yes.
believe all of the students enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And moving on with the questions, so we have one question: how can we begin blog writing, from Ria?
Uh, Ria, first of all, I would like to tell you that just find your niche, find that topic on which you'll be, writing your blog. Because if you write a personal blog, a blog in which you'll be writing personal articles about your life, most of the people won't read it. I'll be very honest. Find that specific area in which you can, write consistently. It can be anything. It can be, let's say, about dancing. It can be about cinema. It can be about books if you are into book writing or book reading. Find that specific domain, gain or consume content about that domain, then come to blog writing. And secondly, about blog writing, it's very simple. I'll be very honest, it's very simple. Search on YouTube how to open a blog. You will find plenty of videos. And secondly, uh, opening a blog is, it's literally very easy. You need to even have the coding skills. It's a matter of few clicks. But again I'll ask you, first of all, consume content, gather some experience, gather some knowledge, and then start writing blogs. Because after a certain period of time, if you just keep on writing anything about your personal life or about any random thing, you will lose motivation. So right now, focus on consuming the content. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Ashok. So another question is from Gitika. Sir, in LinkedIn, can a class ninth student can create a profile? If yes, or how? So I believe LinkedIn has limited that age,
Hmm.
right? 18 years of plus can only create LinkedIn profile when they are when these students are in the college.
Hmm.
So Gitika, unfortunately, as of now, LinkedIn hasn't
I'll,
opened it. But Ashok, if you want to add something, please go ahead.
I'll ask you. Okay, I'll Gitika, it's I'm very sorry. I mean, so sorry for the policies of LinkedIn, but let me tell you something very important. During these 3 years, class ninth, 10th, 11th, build your profile. Make sure that when you get that age of 18 years, when you are eligible to, sort of create your profile on LinkedIn, you have so much to share on your profile that it literally helps you to connect with the other like-minded people on LinkedIn platform. Right now, work on your CV, work on your abilities, develop your skills, and believe me, I mean, there's no hurry to create that LinkedIn profile. Just keep on adding skills to your resume, and when you get that opportunity, your LinkedIn profile will be awesome, and a lot of people will be eager to connect with you. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And Gitika, I would like to add on that thing. Don't wait for LinkedIn to like get activated for you once you become 18 plus years old. It depends upon you. Create your, I would say, profile in such a way like in 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. We do a lot of innovative projects. We make our own website. We start on our own things. Why not we can create our own website, and that will, I would say, be a compliment in front of LinkedIn, right? I made my own website when I was in my 11th class because I was fond of doing HTML, CSS, website development. Then once I came into my first year of college, then I started LinkedIn. And LinkedIn is very important platform as Ashok has already highlighted. So once you come into college, be sure to activate LinkedIn. Before that, prepare your profile and prepare yourself. Other question from Surbi: what is the best platform for starting the blogs? I guess Ashok has mentioned two platforms. One is Indie Blogger, right?
Y-
I've
Uh,
shared the link in the chat
just a
window. Yeah,
just a
Ashok.
small interruption. Who is that person who asked this question? Can I know the name?
Surbi. Yeah.
Surbi. So Surbi, you can create your blogs for free. You don't have to pay. There are two websites. One is site123.com, site123.com, where you can create your blog. Also, you can create your blog on wix.com, wix. You can visit these websites, and all the instructions will be telling you articulately like how you can create the blog in some simple steps. So wix.com, wix, and site123.com. Here you go.
Yeah, thanks, Ashok. I shared the link in the chat window. There's one more, like last time in the first edition of VPBL camp in April 2021, we we actually gave students proper hands on how they can create their website using Mobirise tool. So if someone is not aware about Mobirise, let me share you the link as well. Yeah. Skillshare is also a good platform, Gitika. I believe like it has some paid license to share the content, and I guess that's a paid license on Skillshare, but good to go. You can explore it on your own. Okay, students, is there any other doubts? We will be covering a lot of things in the tomorrow session. In tomorrow session, we will be covering how our partner Japanese for All, Japanese Plus, will be giving you an opportunity to learn about Japanese language and what are the different opportunities, communication, presentation, industrial skills, and all those skills. What we are focusing this time in second edition will be shared by Lalandi tomorrow in the talk. So don't miss out tomorrow's session as well. A lot of things are coming up. A lot of surprises are there for you daily. So don't miss out any session. A lot of knowledge and a lot of insights for us as well. As a industries, as a academicians, we also learn from speakers as well as from all of you as a student, because you are more updated than us. I don't use Snapchat. I was giving a talk to school students, and students were saying, "Sir, you missed Snapchat," and I was like, "Oh my goodness." So that's also one of the great thing that you need to get yourself updated every time when you are creating in content, when you are updating your profile, when you are updating yourself. It's very much required once you jump into the college. Is there any other questions, or shall we move ahead? Okay, let's wait for a few minutes.
Guys, please feel free to ask your questions. I mean, there is no no harm in asking the questions. Nobody will be mocking you. Please ask them if you have any, or you can maybe later get in touch with the representatives of IEEE organization and get back to you.
Yeah, perfect. Then I believe a lot of students enjoyed the talk,
Yeah.
and they will get a lot of task as well. They will get one task soon, day after tomorrow, where we will be allocating teams. We will be dividing all of you in the teams, and we will give you some topics on which you will make presentation and share us on 25th November. It's a project presentation rounds, and we will have jury members where we will judge top three teams, and we will give you good goodies and virtual gifts. Perfect then. Sanipta, are you there? Over to you.
Yes. I would really thank you, Ashok sir, for sparing your time and being with us. I think the session has been really amazing, and as a token of appreciation, we would
Thank you.
like to give this memento.
Thank
And
you.
I think the session was very, 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 enriching for us. And I think all the students, the future leaders, they
Yeah.
got to know how these content creation platforms are not just for sharing personal things, but also to influence the world and have a better impact.
Yeah.
So yes, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for this.
Yeah,
Thank you.
thank you so much, Ashok, once again. So
Thank
the
you.
time is for group 5, I would say. Group P, we say in a very epic manner. So, Sinukta, please unshare your screen. Let's go ahead and take a group pic. Come on, everyone, every student, every parent, every teacher, come on camera. Okay, nice to see. Hi, Pragya, I guess. Pragya, Jayatri, Gitika, Padma ma'am, Ria, Sean Benedict. Great to see many great faces. Vagisha, put some light on your face. Okay, anyone coming yet? Come on, come on, come on. Let's take one. Done? Shall we go ahead? Great. Let me go ahead and grab the snipping tool. Perfect. Make your own W. W for IEEE Managing, as we did last time. So on the count of 5 seconds, we will capture it. Okay? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Thank you so much, Ashok. Thank you so much to all the parents, students, and teachers to join us. Tomorrow is a session for Japanese career success. You will be getting opportunities to learn how our partner Japanese Plus can give you scholarships and a lot of free courses for learning Japanese language and enhancing your communication skills. It will be from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. IST tomorrow. So don't forget to miss the session. I will share the link in the group as well in the mailbox. So we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye bye.